Educated by Tara Westover.
Educated by Tara Westover is a gripping memoir that chronicles the author's extraordinary journey from growing up in a strict and isolated household in rural Idaho to pursuing higher education against all odds. Raised by survivalist parents who distrusted institutions such as schools and hospitals, Tara Westover had a childhood marked by poverty, abuse, and isolation. Despite the lack of formal education, Tara was determined to educate herself and break free from the constraints of her upbringing. Through sheer determination and self-teaching, she eventually gained admission to Brigham Young University and later earned a PhD from the University of Cambridge. The memoir vividly portrays Tara's struggle to reconcile her desire for knowledge and self-discovery with the loyalty and love she feels for her family. Along the way, she grapples with questions of identity, belonging, and the cost of pursuing her dreams. Educated is a compelling and thought-provoking exploration of the power of education to transform lives, as well as the complexities of family bonds and the search for selfhood. Tara Westover's remarkable story serves as an inspiration to readers, reminding us of the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of forging our own paths, even in the face of adversity. Part 1: Tara's childhood. This section introduces Tara Westover's upbringing in a strict and isolated household in rural Idaho. She describes her family's survivalist lifestyle, her father's radical beliefs, and her limited access to formal education and medical care. The chapters in this part detail Tara's early experiences, including her work in her father's junkyard and the challenges she faces within her family dynamic. Tara Westover grew up in a devout Mormon family with survivalist beliefs. Her father, Gene, runs a junkyard and distrusts the government and formal education. Tara describes her unconventional upbringing and the dangers she faces working in the junkyard. Tara recounts her family's preparation for the end of the world and their efforts to live off the grid. She details the strict gender roles enforced in her household and the lack of access to medical care and formal education. Despite these challenges, Tara finds solace in books and begins to question her family's beliefs. Tara's brother, Tyler, encourages her to pursue an education outside of their isolated community. Tara decides to take the ACT exam and prepares for it with Tyler's help. She experiences culture shock when she visits a nearby town for the first time and realizes how sheltered her upbringing has been. Tara passes the ACT exam and gains admission to Brigham Young University, BYU, in Utah. She struggles to adjust to college life and feels like an outsider among her classmates. Tara grapples with feelings of inadequacy and the tension between her desire for education and her loyalty to her family. Tara returns home to Idaho for the summer and clashes with her family over her decision to attend college. She reflects on her strained relationship with her parents and siblings and the challenges of asserting her independence. Tara begins to confront the limitations of her upbringing and the need to define her own path. As she returns to BYU for her second year of college and continues to struggle with feelings of alienation and self-doubt. She forms relationships with classmates who challenge her beliefs and encourage her to pursue her academic ambitions. Tara grapples with her conflicting loyalties to her family and her newfound desire for knowledge. Tara faces criticism from her family and community for her pursuit of education and her questioning of their beliefs. She struggles to reconcile her desire for acceptance with her growing independence and ambition. Tara confronts the trauma of her past and begins to assert her own identity in the face of opposition. Tara's relationship with her family becomes increasingly strained as she asserts her independence and challenges their beliefs. She experiences feelings of guilt and isolation as she confronts the contradictions of her upbringing. Tara begins to question her family's version of events and seeks to uncover the truth about her past. Tara's brother, Sean, becomes increasingly violent and abusive towards her. She confronts the trauma of her childhood and the toxic dynamics within her family. Tara struggles to break free from the cycle of abuse and assert her own autonomy. She begins to distance herself from her family and forge her own path towards self-discovery. Part 2: Education. In this section, Tara embarks on a journey of self-discovery through education. She describes her decision to pursue learning outside of her family's influence, her struggles to adapt to academic life, and the conflicts she faces as she asserts her independence. These chapters highlight Tara's resilience and determination to carve out her own path, despite the obstacles she encounters along the way. Tara begins her journey toward education by preparing for the ACT exam with the help of a friend. She struggles with math and realizes the gaps in her knowledge due to her lack of formal schooling. Tara enters Brigham Young University, BYU, and faces challenges adjusting to the academic environment and social norms. She feels like an outsider and grapples with feelings of inadequacy. While at BYU, Tara falls in love with a fellow student named Charles. Their relationship becomes strained due to differences in beliefs and lifestyles, ultimately leading to a breakup. Tara confronts the reality of her family's dysfunction and abuse, particularly her brother Sean's violent behavior. She begins to question her loyalty to her family and the narratives she has been taught. Tara struggles with maintaining her faith amidst the conflicting beliefs and experiences she encounters at BYU. She grapples with questions of identity and belonging as she navigates her religious upbringing and newfound independence. Tara's relationship with her family becomes increasingly strained as she asserts her independence and pursues her education. She experiences guilt and shame over her choices but ultimately realizes the importance of setting boundaries. Tara faces a crisis of identity and purpose as she contemplates leaving her family behind to pursue her dreams. She grapples with feelings of guilt and obligation but ultimately chooses to prioritize her own well-being and future. Tara confronts the trauma of her past and begins to heal from the emotional and psychological scars inflicted by her family. She seeks therapy to process her experiences and learn to cope with the challenges ahead. Tara grapples with the challenges of maintaining relationships with her family while also asserting her independence and pursuing her education. She struggles to find a balance between loyalty to her roots and embracing her newfound identity. Tara struggles with the demands of her father's scrapyard business and grapples with feelings of inadequacy as she tries to prove herself in a male-dominated environment. She reflects on her family's values and the sacrifices they make to maintain their way of life. Tara reaches a turning point as she prepares to leave home for college. She confronts her father's opposition to education and asserts her independence as she sets out on a journey of self-discovery. Tara experiences culture shock as she enters the world of academia for the first time. She navigates the challenges of college life and grapples with feelings of insecurity and self-doubt. She confronts the realities of her family's dysfunction and the trauma of her past. She seeks therapy to address her mental health struggles and begins to confront the painful memories she has long suppressed. Tara reflects on her experiences with religion and spirituality, questioning the teachings of her childhood and seeking to find her own sense of faith and belonging. She faces challenges in maintaining connections with her family as she navigates the demands of her academic studies and the pressures of college life. She grapples with feelings of guilt and longing for the familiarity of home. Tara continues to pursue her education and grapples with the complexities of her family relationships. She confronts the contradictions between her upbringing and the values she has come to embrace. Tara finds solace in her studies and begins to find her voice as she asserts herself in academic spaces. She reflects on the power of education to transform lives and the importance of perseverance in the face of adversity. Half-broke Tara confronts the realities of her family's dysfunction and the trauma of her past. She seeks therapy to address her mental health struggles and begins to confront the painful memories she has long suppressed. Tara experiences a moment of reckoning as she confronts the abuse and manipulation she has endured at the hands of her brother Sean. She grapples with feelings of betrayal and anger as she seeks to assert her own autonomy and worth. Thousandfold Tara reflects on the complexities of family dynamics and the power of forgiveness and healing. She finds strength in her journey of self-discovery and embraces the possibilities of the future. Part 3: Self-Discovery. The final part of the book focuses on Tara's quest for self-discovery and acceptance. She grapples with questions of identity, loyalty, and belonging as she confronts the traumas of her past and strives to define her own values and beliefs. These chapters explore Tara's ongoing journey toward healing and self-actualization, culminating in her realization of the power of education to transform lives. Tara faces a pivotal moment when she must confront her brother Sean's abusive behavior. She struggles with conflicting loyalties and ultimately chooses to prioritize her own well-being. Tara reflects on her experiences with religion and spirituality, questioning the teachings of her childhood and seeking to reconcile her beliefs with her newfound independence. Tara continues her education journey, grappling with imposter syndrome and the challenges of fitting into academic spaces. She finds support and mentorship from professors who encourage her to embrace her talents and potential. Tara reaches a moment of reckoning as she confronts the traumas of her past and embraces the power of forgiveness and self-acceptance. She acknowledges her own strength and resilience in overcoming adversity. Tara reflects on her journey of self-discovery and the lessons she has learned along the way. She finds closure and peace as she embraces her own worthiness and celebrates the person she has become. Overall, the last part of Educated is a powerful exploration of self-discovery, forgiveness, and acceptance. Tara Westover's journey is one of resilience and courage, serving as an inspiration to readers to embrace their own paths to healing and growth.
Dive into your favorite books in under 10 minutes with Radio Library. Stay tuned for more content.